Hi, this is Joy, and it's Simple Card Monday with Christmas with the Cricut. Today's simple card is really, I think it turned out really elegantly, but it is so easy. It's just a lot of layers. Very, very simple. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. Here's our card. I've taken a sheet of paper that's 6 1/4 by 9, and I've folded it in half. That gives me a 6 1/4 by 4, 6 1/4 by 4.5 inch card. So I will be able to use that in standard size envelopes that you can get at Walmart and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and take my letters I've cut out at 2 1/4, and I just use the regular and the shadow on Plantin Schoolbook. Pretty much everyone has Plantin Schoolbook because it came with the expression. If you don't, you have the baby bug, you could always use George. I went ahead and just cut these in with their shadow, and I'm going to go ahead and run them through the Xyron. So if you haven't seen the Xyron before, here it is. You can get this at Michael's, and it pretty much all it does is apply sticky to the back of your letters. So I'm going to do them in order. It's very simple to use. You just slide these letters in. Kind of keep an eye on them because they're wanting to bunch up. But you slide them in. I try to fit them in as close as possible to minimize waste of the adhesive, and then I just turn the crank. Come on, turn the crank, and it goes. And I make sure to my letters catch, and they come out this back end. You'll see in a second. I'm kind of a stickler, so I like to get a little bit in, and then I go and stick some more letters in after I've given it a little bit of a crank to try to get them as close as possible. Again, trying to make sure that I don't use up too much adhesive. Now look what's happened. Son of a gun. This can happen sometimes if you're not careful. See, my Y has went back on itself, and now it's got sticky here. So I'm going to need to cut another Y and do this again. So I'll be back. One more thing, before I cut my other Y, I'm just going to show you how I layer on the layers. Now it's sticky on the back side, and I'm just going to stick it down onto my shadow image before I pick up the whole thing. And that way I'm minimizing any kind of difficulty, because this is nice. Shadow layer's already stuck down. So let me go cut my Y, but I wanted to go over that real quick. Now I'm just going to go ahead and layer my letters on. I'm putting it on a piece of gold that I have run through the Cuttlebug. Tip about simple cards, or really any cards, everything's better once you run it through the Cuttlebug, is pretty much my opinion. It's really hard to go wrong with Cuttlebug. I think it makes everything look super elegant. I didn't stick that down super hard there, if you just watch me with that O, because I'm not sure I'm keeping it there. I have a little more elbow room, so I can kind of shift him over, so I didn't sticky him down too hard. So there's my Joy. Conveniently, the Cuttlebug has a line in its decorative area, and I'm trying to see what this is called, and it's unlabeled. It's a new one. I'm going to have to look that up for you, but there you go. So there's my Joy, and now I'm just going to start making my layers. So I'm going to put this one on this one. Everything pretty much goes up in 1/4 inch increments.